The girl just went to the bathroom during the flight. She had no idea this simple act would end up saving her life. Just as she finished and was about to return to her seat, the plane suddenly began to shake violently. She was thrown back and forth inside the bathroom, screaming for help in panic, but received no response. When she opened her eyes again, everything around her was deadly silent. She tried to open the bathroom door to check what was happening, but found it jammed shut. With no other choice, she kicked it open with all her strength. The sight that greeted her left her frozen in shock. The plane had crashed on a snowy mountain. Only then did she realize she had survived a plane crash. Looking at the bodies scattered on the floor, she immediately began searching for any other survivors, but the cabin contained nothing but corpses. Just as despair was setting in, a man's voice suddenly called out from the distance. She quickly followed the sound and found a survivor pinned under the plane wreckage. She rushed to pull him free. Seeing the blizzard growing stronger, they didn't want the bitter cold to claim their lives, so they quickly returned to the cabin to search for items to keep them warm. To survive, the girl hurriedly led him to hide in the small bathroom, the only place that could shield them from the snowstorm. They covered themselves with blankets and huddled closely together, but even so, they still shivered from the cold. Seeing this situation, the girl immediately placed the man's hands on her chest. In this life-or-death moment, gender differences no longer mattered. Survival was the only priority, and so they kept each other warm through the night. However, they now faced an even greater challenge: how to survive in this frozen world. The next morning, after adjusting her mindset, the girl pushed open the bathroom door and stepped out. She discovered the crashed plane was now buried in deep snow. The entire mountaintop was a vast white expanse, making it difficult for any rescue team to spot them. Looking at the frozen bodies around her, the girl fell into despair once again. She thought about finding a place to end it all. That's when the man approached her, reminding her to think about her family, to think about her parents. His words helped the girl regain her courage, but while he encouraged others, he couldn't comfort himself. After the girl left, he broke down crying, screaming to release his inner turmoil. Seeing another blizzard approaching, they retreated to the bathroom for shelter again. But hiding forever wasn't a sustainable plan. To survive, the man suggested leaving this place. If there were residents at the bottom of the mountain, they could be saved. But the girl believed this was practically suicide. They would either freeze or starve to death. Seeing her insistence on waiting for rescue, the man decided to leave alone. At first, the girl didn't want to go, but watching him walk farther away, she fearfully hurried to catch up. And so, the two began a dangerous journey for survival. However, after climbing one mountain peak after another, they still hadn't seen a single person. The girl began to blame the man, but at this point, what else could she do? As the girl reluctantly followed the man forward, he suddenly seemed to spot something terrifying.